One of my clients, Sharon, she's about to go in for a knee replacement next week. She's been a client of mine for 5 years right now. And when she first came to me, she came to me because her knee was so bad. And we've delayed knee surgery for 5 years doing the things I just shared with you, all right? My knees are shot, how can I still exercise? This was a question I got from one of our subscribers who submitted a question that they wanted answering. And this is an edition of Coach's Corner. So if you've never been to Coach's Corner before, this is where I answer questions from my amazing community and give you the best advice possible for you can solve that question. And by the way, if you've got your own question, there's a link in the description and it takes you to a voice memo app that you can just leave me a voicemail and I will play that for you. Or if you're not comfortable doing that, you can write yourself a question in the comments and I'll get back to it. But knee pain is something so many people struggle with. And I've actually had 8 knee surgeries myself. I've had torn meniscus, I've had something called a high tibial osteotomy where they split the shin, they put some wedge of bone in to make the loading go from one side of the knee to the other side of the knee because there's no cartilage left in this. So when it comes to knee pain, I know exactly what it's like with first world experience. And despite having 8 knee surgeries and many years of pain, I'm able to now do triathlons. I'm currently training for an Ironman. And I can still squat over 100 kilos, okay, even with knee pain. But it took a bit of time to get there. So if you are struggling with knee pain, you got to understand that this is a game of consistency and it's a game of progressive overload, which means that you got to gently progress your strength in your knee over time to get results. Because if you do struggle with knee pain from whatever reason, whether it be surgery, arthritis, knee replacement, ACL tears, it takes time and the joint is actually quite vulnerable. So you got to take your time with it. But there are 3 things that you can actually do to really speed this thing along. But again, without consistency, this stuff won't work, okay? And when I say consistency, I'm talking a couple of years. You got to do this every couple of days for a long period of time. So I'm going to jump in, tell you exactly what I think you need to do and what helped me and my clients, so you can take it away and you can build on that and do this for yourself. So the first thing that you really need to do, okay, and it goes against the grain about what a lot of people say, and that is losing weight. So many people in my community, okay, are overweight. They're over 40, 50, 60, 70, and they're all carrying excess body fat. Now, if you are carrying that much weight and you're not strength training and you've got an injury, then your muscle mass is declining. And in fact, it's declining about 1% per year, 10% per decade, all right? So if you start to gain that body fat, you've got about 3 or 4 times your body weight going through your knee joint every single time you take a step. And if you do any kind of exercise, that's enhanced even more if you're using weights. So losing weight is probably the cheat code to help in knee pain. Because if you think, let's say you do 10,000 steps a day and you got, 4 times your body weight over 10,000 steps every single day, then that is massive amount of load and irritation going into that knee. So you must start to lose weight. And it's easy to say lose weight. Look, I've lost over 20 kilos or 44 pounds. I've kept that off for 16 years. And I teach people to do exactly the same thing. So losing weight for me is like, something I love to talk about. I have very simple processes on how to do it, which I'll share with you in a second. But it is absolutely a real thing, is losing weight. So the way to do it really is that you've got to understand your calories. And people can argue and debate me all day long. But tracking your calories is the number one thing that you need to do. And when you do track your calories, you will learn so much about what you eat in your diet. Now, I don't want you to change your diet just yet. You could actually eat the same foods that you eat now, just understand how many calories are in there. And if you reduce those calories by about 300 to 500 calories a day, you will be on track to lose half a kilo per week. And you're going to be, and you're going to have a much easier time with your knee pain. And I've got this whole thing set out, by the way, as well. So if you're not really sure about counting calories and whatnot, I have a calorie deficit blueprint that you can have absolutely free. Just comment blueprint down below and I walk you through the 10 steps with instructions of how to do that for yourself, right? So losing some weight is going to be a big thing. The second thing that I want you to do is start to build on the quad muscle. And the quad muscle is the muscle in the inside of the knee just there, okay? And that supports the knee itself. And when you've got a nice strong quad, your knee will be supported. Because the thing of it is, when you go through knee injuries and knee pain, that muscle deteriorates. Atrophy is the word. It deteriorates really, really quickly. And it's also quite difficult to get back. Even me now, after all the years, like my right quad still is not as big as my left quad, but it's still pretty strong, right? So you've got to strengthen that quad. And one exercise I love to do is simple, it's a low barrier to everyone, and that is a wall sit. And to do a wall sit really safely, you just find yourself a solid wall behind you, and you're going to walk out just a little bit, okay? And you're going to sink your hips and knees or legs down into the wall. And when you do that, you're going to start to feel those quad muscles start to activate a little bit, okay? Which is really important. Also as well, it allows you to either make it harder or easier. So if you want to make it harder, you go lower. If you want to make it easier, you come a little bit higher. But if you do that, you're going to be able to progressively get stronger the more you do this thing, all right? So you come in here, you might do this for 30 seconds, and you do this 3 times. Then next week, you feel a bit stronger, you come a little bit lower, you do 30 seconds, or you could even extend the time. But by doing this exercise, this isometric exercise, it's going to really stimulate that quad muscle to make your knees that much stronger. Next thing you want to be doing, which is probably one of the best things you can do, because it really supports that quad muscle like I just spoke about, is cycling. Now, a lot of people get this wrong, and they just jump on a bike like this and they spin their legs around. So you can see this is very easy. This isn't doing an awful lot for my leg strength. It's just moving my legs, all right? So the strategy that I want you to use when you start doing cycling is that you're going to warm up for about 5 minutes like this. So it's nice and easy. You're just getting the movement going. You're getting the blood synovial fluid into that knee joint. And because that itself will have like a pain relief effect, because you've got more blood, more nutrients going into that knee, and it makes you feel a lot better. So you're going to sit here and you're going to do this for 5 minutes. And then what I want you to do is put up the intensity of this bike. And now you can see me starting to really push into those pedals. And when you push into the pedals, this is a bit like resistance training. And you're going to push down, you're going to feel those quads work and start to fire up way more than the easy way. And you're going to find a level or intensity that is difficult for about 3 minutes. And this is going to give you a beautiful sort of muscle building effect as well with this. And you do this for 3 minutes. And if you find that the first one that you do is a bit hard, then you can dial it back a little bit. For me, this is level 16. I've got an RPM of about 50 revolutions per minute, which is how many times my legs spin per minute, okay? And I'm going to hold this, like I said, for 3 minutes. Once I'm then done, I'm going to drop the intensity back just a little bit to a moderate pace, which is in between the hard and the easy. I'm going to sit here for another 15 minutes, okay? And that's going to be the way you structure your cycling sessions. And I can pretty much promise that over the course of time, like I said, this is not a quick fix for you guys, right? You lose weight, you build the strength, you then do some cardio and some biking like I did. When you combine those 3 things together, you're pretty much going to get much, much stronger knees over the course of time. And like I said, be willing to invest 12 months into this, guys, all right? It's not a quick fix. I wish I could give you the quick fix for it. This all comes down to consistency, overload, doing a little bit more, managing your pain a little bit, and I promise you things will get better. We see this time and time again. In fact, one of my clients, Sharon, she's about to go in for a knee replacement next week. She's been a client of mine for 5 years right now. And when she first came to me because her knee was so bad. And we've delayed knee surgery for 5 years doing the things I just shared with you, all right? Pretty damn incredible if you ask me. But it comes a point where it may need to be done, and she's at that stage now. But she's going to go into surgery being much, much, much stronger than she was before, and she'll recover much faster. That's what we see time and time again, right? So that was my video for today. That was my Coach's Corner video. I hope you find some value in it. The reason why I do these knee videos is because so many people struggle with knee pain. Like I said, well over 900 people on a survey, have knee issues, and it really stops people from moving around. And I believe it doesn't have to be that way. You can absolutely do that, right? So if you've made it this long, and you know what comes next at Coach's Corner, okay, is I give you a secret keyword, because the people that stay this long are my people. They're the ones that are proactive, their health and fitness, they want to get stronger, they're taking in the knowledge, you're going to try these things out, they're going to let me know. So you are my people. And today, my secret keyword is nice and simple. It is the morning, I'm having a coffee, all right? So if you made it this long, comment coffee down below, and I know that you made it this far. Now, the other thing as well is if you want a weight loss blueprint, comment blueprint. Also as well, if you would like a full body workout with bands or or dumbbells, there's some links down below. You can get free workouts to help you on your journey to get stronger overall. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Have a fantastic day. I will see you on the next one.